Hi, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of my garage clean out. And in this, it was filmed sometime in, I believe, May or June, because it was when I still had my car in the shop for an accident getting repaired. But it's now October, and I am actually looking through the footage. I kind of got to a stopping point at the end of this video because I had to order shelves, and the shelves that I was trying to order from IKEA, the brackets were never available in the Houston IKEA. So I eventually had my sister go to the IKEA close to her in Virginia, and she actually bought a bunch of brackets, and she was supposed to mail those brackets to me. I still haven't seen them, and she bought them sometime in September. But we are going to go ahead and get this video out there, and eventually when I get around to actually doing some stuff with the shelves, I will post another video. But for now, the shelving is on hold, and the garage basically looks the way that it does at the end of this video, where the only shelves are those metal shelves really close to the big garage door, the metal door. And I have removed the boxes recently, and because I wasn't using the boxes, so I just put them in the recycle bin, and the last of them went out today, out with recycling. So now I'm just waiting for brackets and also some other things to do with the shelves where I actually need some power tools. I've ordered a better drill, because my little cheesy handheld one, the drill bit just bit the dust trying to get through the studs in the garage. And when I actually put the suspension rail up on the studs, I was able to get the middle hole into a stud, but then the two on the either end of the suspension rail, I'm screwing into air basically, because the stud is a little bit further than the suspension rail. So I have, yet again, everything's on hold. I was going to try to work with what I had delivered. So I had a few brackets delivered, a few shelves, a few drawers, all the railings that I needed, and I was just going to try to work with what I had until I got the other brackets from my sister, whatever that is. But then I ran into that stopping point where the drill bit broke into the stud, and my little cheesy handheld drill was not the best drill. So I have ordered a better drill driver set, and because I don't have studs and my walls it's basically the concrete outside walls and then the inside studs. I don't have any drywall because it is an exterior garage. I have water leaking in there, so drywall would just be stupid, really, because there's no waterproofing to that garage at all. So I basically have to work with what I have, and what I am going to do is on that, so we'll see this hopefully in the next video, I will be having to saw, so I had to purchase a jigsaw. So I purchased a jigsaw and a better drill driver set to go ahead and work on the shelving unit. So I have back in the back corner, I have a huge 1x4 that's back there that I'm actually going to cut pieces off, and I'm going to end up putting that kind of like sandwiching, not really sandwiching, but on one stud that's already on the wall, I'm going to take the little chunk that I have cut and basically screw it into the other stud, so the actual stud, and then that way I'll be able to actually anchor the suspension rail. So hopefully that will be in the next video. But in this video, it was just basically trying to clean out the garage. We had just finished out in the first part where I had power washed, which I didn't film any of that in the first part because my mom was there, and it was wet and I just didn't want to deal with it. So we power washed the floor, and we had basically separated everything into things, and this time I actually had bins to actually start organizing things, putting things in like areas. So that was what I was trying to tackle, and also to be able to get a car into the garage. So I wanted to push everything further back into the back wall and along the sides so I could actually get a car into the garage, because for about a month, about a month, I was parking outside of the garage, and I'm one of those that the garage is supposed to be for cars. I mean, I know people use them for storage, like I am using mine for storage for things, but for me, the garage is where I'm supposed to park the car. During the summer, we are hit with a lot of rain because of tropical storms and hurricanes, and I just wanted to be able to park inside the garage and be able to walk from my house underneath the covered walkway to my garage and get in my car without having to like dart through high water in my driveway to get into a vehicle. So that is what my goal was for this, and also to change out the overhead lighting in the garage, because the fluorescent lighting is probably put in the 80s, so it's not the best fluorescent lighting out there. And I'm basically going to let those bulbs burn out as they burn out. And I replaced the one main bulb with a LED light, daylight light, because the one that was in there was just, it wasn't cutting it when it came to turning on the light and being able to see, because half the time those fluorescent lights never turn on. So I needed a light that actually lit up the garage so I could see what was going on when I was in the garage when it's dark outside. So I hope everybody enjoys part 2, and we will be back with part 3 as soon as I get that going. So again, that is on hold, and this garage clean out has been going on since April. You know, little DIY tasks are a little slow, especially when you don't have everything that you are needing to finish what you want to do. So anyways, let's get on to part 2. Bye everybody. And as mentioned in the intro, I was going to change out the overhead light bulb, and it was on all day pretty much, so I actually had to use a pot holder because the light bulb itself was hot when I touched it. And of course, when I was changing it, I ended up dropping the light bulb and it shattered all over the concrete floor, and now I'm having to clean it all up and make sure that there was no extra glass in there, because I have cats that live in my garage, so I wanted to make sure that there was nothing out there for their little paws to get stuck into. And from here, I will move on to changing out the fluorescent light bulb that has burnt out. And from there, once I change that out, I will start actually going through things and trying to like clean up some trash, kind of organize a little bit. That things got a little crazy in the month that between part 1 and part 2. That's how we stay alive. Sink to the deep end, hurt and defeated. Thought I could do this, laugh through the sadness. Don't know how I ended up, find it up to lost. Sink to the deep end, hurt and defeated.
in and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. When things are going right, you seem to have the time, but when it's hard, you just grow cold up. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat, cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat.
Okay, I've made progress. That is food bowls, litter box, recycling, trash. The shelves are mainly empty boxes and stuff to go out to the trash. So except for the stuff on the top and the pot holder and my phone. Still have those. I'll pack them up somewhere better. Lawnmower I'm just going to keep there because it's easily accessible to the outside. The cat tree is just going to stay there, and the bike is going to stay there. I moved the cooler and the Night Rider vehicle, and then over there I stacked up a bunch of the wood, and it's in a blue recycling container. You can barely see the recycling container, and the flag is up there, and I've added the snowman. And then on my radio flyer wagon I've just added all the fertilizer, lava rocks, potting soil. The charcoal is on the Night Rider big wheel. Car cleaning stuff, and my, buffer will not fit in there. So it is looking better. Everything is up against the walls. I moved the table over, and it has all the hardware stuff, the cat food. Cleaning supplies are out, and Nature's Miracle is out because the cats are spraying. So the freezer is on its little cart now, and it is up and functioning. Trash and everything is over here still. And eventually I will be moving all of that stuff inside the house. I just don't want to do it today because I'm all hot and sweaty. But going back towards the door, once I move this stuff, I'll be able to pull a car in right here. So I'll be able to pull my car in, and eventually I will work on clearing out that side to pull a car in. But first I have to get shelves. I might need to get some more containers, the containers over here, but for now that's where we're at. And Oreo is gracing us with her presence. She's trying to get back in that back corner. I don't know why. Her favorite perch is the top part of that thing. But I've replaced the light bulbs, one of the light bulbs that was burnt out, and then replaced the main one with an LED, because sometimes these fluorescents don't work in here. And Oreo, hey, Goofy. Oh, yeah. And I actually have a spot for the cats and their toys over here, so underneath the table. Well, that's it for now.